Hey, it's me, Frontline Warrior. I just wanted to reiterate on a message that I had put on earlier, talking about checking your inwards, making sure you're truly doing what Yah has told you to do and you're not running off on your own. Because sometimes we think in our minds what we need to do, but we didn't check with Yah. And we need to check with Yah. He said, unless your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the Pharisees, you're not going to get into heaven like that. You have to mean this thing with your heart. You have to be reborn in your spirit. You have to be regenerated. Your mind has to be renewed. You must follow the ways of Yahuwah by listening to and following in the spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. You must. Your righteousness is not coming from you. What we do is as filthy rags. We can't do anything within ourselves that's pleasing to Yah, because we have to follow His plans. He said, if you love me, we'll keep His commandments. And He meant that. And to love Him is to diligently seek Him, is to conform to His ways, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You need to do all of these things. You need to be these things. You need to not just talk about it. Lip service don't get it. Lip service does not get it. I know that in my own life. And I heard a message this morning about righteousness and checking, making sure your inwards are just like it should be, concerning who you're following, because you can follow other things. You can follow your own mind, which is your flesh. You can follow things that are other people might be doing. You can follow a whole lot of things. You can be led astray. You can be thinking you're doing right and not doing right. That's just the way it is. Since we are in this human body, we're going to still make mistakes. But we depend on the Ruach that lives within us, especially if we've already accepted the Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, into our hearts. And we need to allow Him, not just in one room. You know, when you got visitors and they come to your house, and you allow them only to see the living room. Well, some of us do Yahusha that way. We allow Him, He's limited as to where He can be. But if you're allowing into the whole house, and I'm talking about these bodies now, if we allow Him in to have His way in every room of our house, then He can do the work in us that He wants us to do. Because if we don't have that, we're not going to grow. And the verse that was given today was Ecclesiastes 3. And it talks about the times and the seasons. So we have a season to do certain things, and then we're to cut it off. That's when it dies. We're to move on as Yah moves us on. And I say Yah, if you are not familiar with that, I'm using the Hebrew names of our Father and His Son. Yahuwah is our Father, and Yahusha Hamashiach, which is Yahuwah is salvation. So Yahusha Hamashiach is the Son. I've been in church so many years, and a lot of things I didn't know. I was ignorant of a lot of things. I heard a lot of times where we didn't even have to follow the law. But there are certain laws we must follow. Yah says it in His word. He says we must do it as a memorial forever, throughout our generations. And forever has not come. I don't know about you, maybe forever has come to you, but it has not come as far as I can see. We're to do these things forever. Forever. We're to love him forever. We're to serve him forever. We're to follow his feast days, his holy days, his set apart days. And we're not to celebrate those pagan holidays that they always told us that we did it in the church for many, many years. And I did too. I'm not no better than anyone else. I did too. But when I found out that that is not Yah, that is not of his laws, he said, I come to not to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. That's what Yahusha said. So he didn't come to do away with those laws. Those laws are forever. So if you're still doing those pagan holidays and things that are not pleasing to Yah, I suggest you try to make a change, because change is what we need. If any man be in Yahusha, if any man be in the Hamashiach, in the Messiah, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away, and behold, all things are become new. So if you didn't become new and your mind is the same and things have not changed, you need to check yourself. Even David had to say, create in me a clean heart and take not your spirit from me. We all have to do that. We have to make sure that we're following the will of Yah. Yahusha said, nevertheless, when he was facing that cross, he said, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. He was talking to his Father. Remember? He didn't want to go through that either. He knew what he was going to have to feel. He knew what was going to happen. He knew the whole enchilada, so to speak. But yet, at the end, he said, not my will, but thy will be done. And we've got to say the same thing. We've got to, as Paul said, die daily. We need to keep that body and that flesh under Yahuwah's will. We need to submit to him. Submit to Yah and resist the devil, and he will flee from you. That's the word. That's not Betty 101. That's the word. So I just wanted to share this with you. I pray that it has edified someone. I pray that it makes you think about what you're doing and challenge you to do better. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your goodness. Thank you for your hearing and your doing. In Yahusha's mighty name. Hallelujah.